Federal agencies develop new policies through both adjudication and rulemaking. Adjudication generally applies existing policy to a particular set of facts. However, if an agency decides to adopt a new policy, the parties to the adjudication may be penalized for something they didn't know was a violation. A federal court of appeals considered whether this retroactive effect was permissible in Retail, Wholesale, and Department Store Union versus National Labor Relations Board. In 1966, members of the Retail, Wholesale, and Department Store Union went on strike against Coca-Cola Bottling Works. Coca-Cola decided to continue its operations and hire new employees to replace the strikers. When the strike ended, Coca-Cola refused to reinstate all the striking employees. In 1970, the matter came before the National Labor Relations Board. The board relied on their decision in the Laidlaw Corporation and held that Coca-Cola had committed an unfair labor practice when it failed to reinstate strikers who were permanently replaced during the strike. The board ordered Coca-Cola to reinstate the strikers and imposed back pay liability. Coca-Cola argued that the board's decision was an unfair retroactive application of a policy change. Before 1968, when all the relevant events occurred, the board had explicitly articulated and applied the rule that when an employer permanently replaced a striker, it was under no obligation to give former strikers preference over other job applicants. However, in 1968, the board overturned this rule in Laidlaw. Relying on the United States Supreme Court's decision in NLRB versus Fleetwood Trailer, the board held that former strikers were entitled to offers of reinstatement when positions became available and remained so entitled until they obtained other regular and substantially equivalent employment. The board petitioned the United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit for enforcement of its order.